because Radley Belmont's going to be here. And Wade Kruger. The Stepdads are going to be on the show, so I figured I would denim vest it out in honor of our guests.
He's the king of denim. He rocks denim harder than any other dad on the planet.
He's the denimest, daddest, denim dad that ever dadded the denim. Hi, everybody. Welcome to UWA Elite All Access, powered by the Nerdport Network. Check them out, Twitch TV, twitch.tv/the Nerdport. Brand new channel, JP and Ronnie killing it. I'm Colin West, alongside UWA Elite Hall of Famer and everything champion at one point or another, Eric Corvis. And Eric, why are you wearing the Ric Flair Infinity Gauntlet T-shirt? I feel like that's a T-shirt related segue.
Well, I mean, it's apropos for this weekend.
It is, though.
Infinity War comes out, but then next weekend, Saturday, May 5th, Gold Rush Championship Gauntlet. And you know what's really cool?
What's cool
about today's episode of All Access? We're doing a pre-taped version because I'm in the process of moving right now.
Because the Westminster Dog Show is on, so we can't do Raw. That's a different era. Go ahead.
Yeah, completely different era.
All right.
But here, do me a favor.
Yes.
Introduce us again.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Colin West, sitting next to UWA Elite Hall of Famer, former champion, four-time champion.
Hold on, wait. Look, we have nameplates.
Oh my God!
We have
look at
nameplates
that.
because this is post. This is post.
We'll do it all in post.
Yeah, so we have nameplates now.
He can really write anything he wants about me down here, and he probably has right about now.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's rude.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's really rude.
But nameplates aside.
Oh, there they go.
Nameplates aside. This is a big show. Not only do we have Radley Belmont and Wade Kruger, the Stepdads, on, but we are announcing the final two matches, the final two qualifying matches for the championship gauntlet and a very special UWA Elite kickoff match.
That's right. We're kicking it off with a very special Tuesday. That's not what you meant at all.
That's not what you call it at all.
Yeah. So you are getting 3 match announcements for the price of 2 tonight, because I feel like that's how I should talk about things. But before we can get to the new, let's focus on what we learned last week here on All Access when we had all 3 singles champions in one place at one time for the first time since before.
That was 2 weeks ago. Last week was Kirk. Are you already trying to force yourself to forget that you had to share a couch with Brandon Kirk?
That never happened. That never, ever happened.
The main event of Gold Rush Championship Gauntlet on Saturday, May 5th, one of the biggest main events in UWA Elite history, as all 3 singles champions square off for the first time ever in UWA Elite history. UWA Elite champion, TJ Blade. The Wretched Bose, the Iron Man champion. And the I-champion, the professional wrestler, Nicholas K.
Who will be really mad that you listed him last. Either the match graphics right here, or I'm pointing at nothing like a dummy. Probably the latter. This is one of the biggest matches in UWA Elite history. Immediately upon announcement, you have a very impressive UWA Elite champion who beat maybe the greatest athlete in UWA Elite history to win that championship and has torn through all competition ever since. You have the most dominant singles champion by length of reign of all time in Bose, the Iron Man champion, and you have Nicholas K, the despicable but very successful professional wrestler who did nothing short of beat the longest reigning I-champion of all time to win that title the first time, and then beat a 35-year icon of this business to win it the second time. This is one of the most prestigious bragging rights-based matches in UWA Elite history, but Eric, it's not so much about who wins, it's about who loses.
Yeah, because the man who loses that Champions Triple Threat match will have to defend their championship later that night in the 6-man championship gauntlet match. That same night, we will have 5 qualifying matches. Each individual who advances will square off against the losing champion. Mm-hmm. And we might have a new champion, whether it be UWA Elite champion, Iron Man champion, or I champion, at the closing of Gold Rush.
And if you're not familiar with Championship Shuffle rules, head on over to UWAElite.com right now. The rules will be posted. Also, go back to former episodes of All Access and check out the UWA Elite Facebook page in earnest. And you will be able to see the full rules for how the Championship Shuffle works. Last week here, Brandon Kirk was a guest. Thank you for catching my brain up to the rest of my body. And we announced him as one of the participants in the qualifying matches. Really impressive matchup in a qualifying match between Brandon Kirk and Sean Damage McNellis.
Sean Damage McNellis, the flag bearer of the UWA Elite. Kirk saying that he is not given opportunities here in the UWA Elite. You can't get a bigger opportunity than Sean Damage McNellis and a championship opportunity in the same night.
Similar gripe and sentiment from the Delster, Mike Dell, who's talked about, well, I've done everything there is to do everywhere else. What about here? Well, Delster, you are going one-on-one in a qualifying match with former UWA Elite champion, I-champion, and tag team champion, the R-Star, Robbie Roller. And Roller and Dell, though not in UWA Elite, go back nearly a decade with each other in this business.
Yeah, I mean, I was there the first time they ever squared off, and that was at one of the original Beyond Wrestling tapings back out in Ohio. Both men credit me as breaking them into the business and getting their first taste of training. I'm going to be really intrigued to see who walks out of this match.
Yeah.
Roller with the momentum with that huge street fight victory over Kirk, but Dell chomping at the bit for some momentum here
With
in UWA
perhaps
Elite.
the most dangerous submission finisher in UWA Elite today, that series finale crossface. Shout out to Zachary Novackery. And we got one more qualifying match that we announced.
Yeah, we got the Southside Pitbull Cypress taking on the Chiller Miles Thomas. These two men have no love lost for one another. Almost the entire last season, these two were butting heads over and over and over again, and Miles and Cypress have an opportunity to go on to challenge for one of those championships.
And if you remember last year, Cypress did get the last laugh, but Miles got the most laughs. So we're going to find out whether it's quality or quantity. Cypress, Miles Thomas, renew a rivalry, and you know somewhere, KTB, a man who has history with both of these men, will be watching. But that's not all. We have a very unique tag team championship matchup that's already set. New tag team champions versus a brand new tag team as number one contenders, Eric.
Yeah, two teams that were not full-time tag teams, that were pretty much thrown together at random. Clay paying Dominic Truax to be his partner. Brandon the Bull and King Tech getting put together because of the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
And who would have thought at the end of the night we would have had King Tech and Brandon the Bull as tag team champions and Dominic Truax and Clay Sawyer as the number one contenders.
Which is really funny because we not spend much of 2017 talking about, well, what would happen if the ultimate Union guy, the ultimate UWA Elite Army member, King Tech, got in the ring with the ultimate rebel, Clay Sawyer. And we often have talked about Brandon the Bull and Dominic Truax, two big men in a big hoss fight. And here they are, just in the last possible way we could have seen these matchups taking place.
And if you have the opportunity, man, scroll down a little bit on Facebook and watch the media posted by Brandon the Bull and King Tech, one of the most funny, entertaining videos that I have ever seen produced in UWA.
Some people just click who have no business clicking. And very quickly, King Tech and Brandon the Bull have become one of those units. If you remember the old Odd Couple Rock and Sock Connection videos, things like that, you're going to get a lot of that from the Technobull Knockouts or whatever they decide to they call themselves. The Heavy Artillery, Beauty and the Beef, I don't know.
What?
What?
Well, two men...
I don't get paid to think, I get paid to talk.
Two men who aren't clicking this season are Mike Seaway and Joey Adams, the leader of the Severed, ever since last breath when Joey Adams stole that golden ticket from the grasp of Mike Seaway. And Mike Seaway at Gold Rush has an opportunity to steal it back, using that GM mode stipulation to book himself in a match against Joey Adams with the golden ticket on the line.
I tell you, we already have a very, very marketable card for Gold Rush Championship Gauntlet. But we're not done.
No.
We're not even close to done. And there's really no way you can't segue into our guests, Eric, because they've got, even though they've only been here for 4 months, history with Mike Seaway and Joey Adams and the tag team championships and the tag team gauntlet. Just on and on down the line. A team that has endeared themselves very quickly to the UWA Elite Army.
Yes, sir. Our guest at this time, Radley Belmont and Wade Kruger, the Stepdads.
Are we gonna throw in music in post, or should I just sing something and copyright infringement?
I don't know. I'll decide when I'm editing up.
Hey guys, we brought you some. We heard you were moving.
Yes.
Well, yes.
Oh!
Put her there.
Oh, well. All right.
Ah!
I brought you a handshake.
Yeah, wow. You bought me a handshake. That's really
new.
nice.
Thank you.
It's
special.
Oh, it's Italian.
I mean, you guys are more than welcome to help me move some boxes when we're done.
Hey.
That's why we brought the empty one.
Exactly, yeah. Always good to help out.
See you guys.
Have a seat, fellas.
I'm transient. I could probably live under one of those boxes in 3 months. That's good.
Don't worry, we're not taking up boxing or anything.
Yeah, we're still wrestlers. We're not boxers now.
Fantastic. And thank God you are, because the army of the UWA, often kind of fickle. It's an interesting animal. They don't necessarily gravitate towards the guys who you're supposed to, or it's a unique situation when you come to UWA Elite, in that you could be successful a bunch of other places and they won't embrace you here, or you could be relatively new and they will just put their arms around you. Early sentiment is that they love you guys. And I'm not telling you anything new. I've heard, you've heard. How does it feel to have a fan base take to you so quickly?
Well, it's nice, you know. It's we earned their love quicker than we earned our stepkids, you know. But that took a while. But they've caught on to us pretty quick, and it's been we got to give Seaway a little bit of credit for that. I think it helped having him there. It gave us that quick that boost. They knew that if he liked us, if he was giving us a thumbs up, then they kind of could join in.
I think that beyond that too, the list of men that you've taken over the knee over the first couple of months and given a good thrashing, whether it be Miles Thomas or Jacob Tarasso or what have you, easy to love a guy who spanks Miles Thomas,
especially Miles Thomas.
Yes.
You could have just ended the list of we're already successful in UWA because we did that.
Hall of Fame 2019.
Yeah. What else is it? We've reached the pinnacle. It's all downhill from here.
There's rarely ever been such a general consensus of hatred in any wrestling locker room than that of Miles Thomas. I don't think there's one person, I don't even think his brother likes him very much.
It didn't take us very long. We've only been here a short time, and we're already on the bandwagon. We get it.
Yeah.
We understand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Radley, question for you.
Yeah.
So, this being the Stepdads rookie season in the UWA Elite, how are you guys fitting in? How do you guys like it here in the UWA Elite so far?
Well, every time you go into a new territory, it's scary at first. You don't know what to expect. And we do know some of the people in the UWA Elite and some of the people in the Army who have embraced us so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that having Mike Seaway's seal of approval outside of the UWA the first time when you were there, you know, having that boost helped not only with the UWA Elite Army, but the roster as well in the back. You know, guys like the Thomas brothers, I don't know what they're doing in the corner over there, you know, that's all them. But the people we talk to in the back, they see things our way, we see things their way. We like competition, we like good old-fashioned wrestling, and anybody who doesn't like it, they're going to get a hiney whooping. That's just how it is.
And Wade, Papa Bear, you've developed a reputation very quickly for being the bruiser of the Stepdads, if you will. They're getting in there with some of the more intimidating guys in this tag team division. Big guys, Corey Dillinger among them. Do you feel like you have earned the respect of the tag team division here in UWA?
I hope so. I mean, I would hope they're watching and picking up that, you know, while we're here to have a good time and we like to show that in front of the crowd, when it's time to get serious, we can get serious. It's not always fun and games. It's not always allowance and tooth fairy. It's good dad, bad dad. You got to play a little.
Well, I mean, we did get a bit of a taste of that at Homecoming when you guys had an opportunity at the UWA Elite Championships and the designated hitters. Now, I know that night didn't go how you wanted to. I know that you guys beat yourself a little bit up. But the fact that you got a tag team championship opportunity so quickly here in the UWA Elite, that had to have felt good. Removed from that match, what was it like having to regroup after a championship loss?
You know, you kind of just got to put it in the rearview mirror and take every match as a new opportunity. If you dwell on the past, you're never going to get back. You can't get back there. You have to just kind of move on, and I don't know. It's like being a goalie in hockey. If the puck gets past you, you got to just act like it's back to square one. That one didn't count. You got to put it back to. You got to put it out of your mind. That's really all there is to it.
Ultimately, you got to look at what went wrong and try to fix things. And I think I know what went wrong in that match. We've discussed it. And I think we can fix it. And if we get another title shot, we can win the titles.
Well,
I believe it.
You almost got there last month at Luck of the Draw. It was this close. It was just the luck of the draw being where you were in tag team turmoil, not one of the last two teams to enter. What do you take, though, from being the only team, from being the longest lasting team in that gauntlet match, to eliminate two very, very credible tag teams before ultimately falling to the third tag team you had to face in that gauntlet match in the last two? Ren, I know you silenced a lot of doubters after the tag team match where you took a real beating from Hedges and Dillinger. You came back, you took even more of a beating, and you just kept kicking out, and you just kept persevering. How did it feel knowing that even though you didn't come away with the win, you had a really impressive performance together in that gauntlet match?
I mean, a lot of people have been saying that, and I really appreciate that. Clearly, they haven't met my wife because it's just a constant beating half the time anyway. So I'm pretty much used to it. It's just larger guys doing the beating, and it's more physical. But I mean, we took on most of the tag team roster. I mean, that's a huge deal for us, all in one night. It was really a ranking, if you will, of the whole division outside of the champions, of course. And the fact that we won more matches than anyone else in the Gauntlet means something to us. It shows that we have the ability to go and compete with the top tag teams and with the new tag teams that are currently going for the titles.
But unfortunately, we can't just pat ourselves on the back and say, "Good job, we did it," because we didn't do it. We didn't accomplish our goal.
Yeah.
Moral victories are hollow. It's when you go home and your kids say, "Did you win?" and you go, "Well, kind of." They don't respect that. That's right. We still didn't get the job done.
So you're not the kind of dads that do participation trophies.
Absolutely
No,
not.
when did they even start? That's ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing. You put down Team Thomas.
Yes.
You put down the Severed.
Yeah.
And it took the third team of 3 matches in a row, and you being in there with Dominic Truax, who is at least 100 pounds heavier than you, to put away the Stepdads. But here's the thing. At Gold Rush Championship Gauntlet, the Stepdads do get another opportunity at gold. However, with the qualifying matches, it has been decreed by Dave Swan that tag teams may participate. However, only one of you can be in the qualifying matches. So, whichever one of you decides that you're going to take part in those qualifying matches for the Championship Gauntlet will go one-on-one with Jacob Terrasso. However, the man that doesn't mean that they're going to sit home and not participate.
Good, because we already got a babysitter.
Yeah.
Thank God.
The member of the Stepdads that doesn't take part in the qualifying match will have an opportunity to get their hands on Eddie Thomas again.
That's interesting.
It is very interesting, but here's the thing, guys. We had you on today to have a nice little chat, which we've done, pleasantries aside. Bradley Belmont, Wade Kruger, the Stepdads. Who is going to represent the Stepdads in the qualifying match against Jacob Terrasso for the championship gauntlet? That's your guys' decision.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm trying to read who it's. I got nothing.
Are you okay?
This
No.
is a decision.
No, people ask me that all the time, and the answer is always no.
This is a decision for these two men.
You know, honestly, would you rather have a 1-in-6 shot of becoming a champion or a 1-in-1 shot of kicking Eddie Thomas in the face?
I don't know because
It's so tough.
But they already beat Thomas. They already beat Jacob Terrazzo.
But not in singles competition. I mean, it's a very, very different thing. Meanwhile, this is a very interesting situation for Jacob Terrazzo to deal with, being that Joey Adams may be one show away from losing that golden ticket. It gets the Severed right back into a championship conversation.
It does.
That's very, very interesting.
A lot of questions. But aside from the questions, guys, we need that
You need the answer right now.
that answer. Yes.
We've just been playing. I mean, we weren't really discussing. We just had the Jeopardy music playing in our heads, and so yeah, perfect.
I mean, I could probably put that in post.
I hope you do.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Can we get the please stand by?
Technical difficulties. Someone pulled the plug.
All right, guys. So I'm sure you guys had a little bit of an idea coming here. I'm sure you guys have discussed it before today. Which one of you is going to be representing the Stepdads?
That's gonna be me.
Yes?
I really. It's not even personally for me. It's not even that I think I have the better chance. It's I really don't like Jacob Terrazzo.
What is it about him?
It's his face, his attitude,
Yeah,
his
he's got that
voice.
face, doesn't he?
Have you heard his voice?
It's his face.
He's
He's
just
got one of it. It's like up here above his
and
neck. I
he
hate it.
keeps sticking it in our business, and I'm really tired of it.
Yeah, it's really interesting that some people just bother you.
Yeah.
And I know I kind of was leaning this way just thinking about it because I know in talking to you, Bradley, that
Yes.
Eddie Thomas is just one of those guys that just bothers you.
Oh boy, where do I begin with Eddie Thomas? I mean, phew. Okay, listen, E.T. Space Case over there, Eddie Thomas. He and his brother, I don't know what planet they live on, but we wrestled him before. We had that match. We beat him. We did beat him under those circumstances. I think I can beat him again. I can do that. Now, I've been in a little bit of a funk the last couple of shows. I've tried really hard, but I've been the one that's been pinned. And I gotta get my mojo back. So, while Papa Bear goes for that singles gold, we can take out Eddie Thomas. And who knows, you might be looking at the next UWA Elite champion.
It's very possible.
1-in-6 chance if you qualify and make it into that championship gauntlet.
And maybe we could send Eddie Thomas back to whatever planet he came from.
That's right.
I mean, he's not an actual extraterrestrial.
I haven't seen his papers.
You don't know that.
Here's a little thing.
We should
I haven't seen his birth certificate.
You know
Yeah,
what we
like-
should do? We should build a
I don't know.
wall around Eddie and Miles' houses.
All I'm
That'd
saying,
be ironic.
all I'm
Would-
saying is I've never seen either of their birth certificates, and I'd like to.
Yes, yes.
Well, and listen, not to add some fuel to the fire here, but I mean, there have been some rumblings that the only reason the Stepdads were able to defeat Team Thomas is because of the distraction of KTB and Miles realizing that he took the megaphone. So, I mean, you have an opportunity, any of those naysayers, to
I mean, let's be real a second. That match ended when KTB distracted Miles. If Miles thought he was hitting a beast hammer on me, he is sorely mistaken.
Fair point.
That's what he had me set up for. The match was not going to be over. It was...
You would have fell on him and that would have been over anyway.
Yeah, at best for him, he would have gotten me halfway up and I would have fallen on him and won anyway.
Well, now it is official, as you can see over here in this post graphic.
Oh, you're going to do that?
This is Wade Kruger
what?
versus Jacob Terrazzo as the newest qualifying match for the championship gauntlet. And that can get out of here.
This is actually here in real time.
I already got
and
rid
it's
of it.
tripping me out right now.
It's gone. You're looking at nothing.
You're looking at nothing now.
I still see it.
But here, I'll give you something else. Bradley Belmont
What the hell?
versus Eddie Thomas
Kids and their technology these days.
in the return of the UWAElite.com
You
kickoff
look,
match.
You look splendid in that photo. Look at that promo picture.
Oh,
Sorry.
Didn't say anything about me. I see how
And it's gone.
We're having way too much fun with the post-production.
Yeah, I know. Chances are we're not going to be able to do any of
Bradley Belmont, Wade Kruger, thank you guys so much for joining Colin West and myself on tonight's edition of All Access. We appreciate you guys coming
problem.
out. I know you got to get back home to your kids.
Good luck with the move.
What's the wife making for dinner tonight?
lasagna.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Fantastic. Let's go.
I was hoping for meatloaf.
Yeah, right. Wait a minute. So, they have the same wife, or they all? I'm
I mean,
confused.
they're teammates. I'm sure they go to each other's house for dinner every now and again. I'm sure their families are also friends. I'm sure their kids play together.
I see. I see.
But we're not done!
No! There's
still have
more!
one more qualifying match for the championship gauntlet. And if you've been keeping track at home and you know who has entered themselves into the qualifiers and you know what the 4 other matches in, you may have been able to deduce it yourself, but I will give it to you officially tonight. KTB versus Corey Dillinger as the last of the 5 qualifying matches for the championship gauntlet. And it's right here.
Man, the beast and the most diligent man in UWA Elite. We haven't seen KTB in 2 months, ever since being jumped from behind and savagely attacked by Miles Thomas.
That larynx injury, man.
Mm-hmm. And Corey Dillinger coming off a shock tag team championship loss.
That's the thing, though. Like, you got KTB, who is extremely pissed off at Miles Thomas, who stole his megaphone, who was on the shelf because Miles hurt him. You have Corey Dillinger, who just lost the tag team titles, and whose partner Hedges got suspended for putting his hands on backstage correspondent Paul Schofield. These are 2 angry, big men.
But here's what's interesting about this match. They're not angry at each other. And I think it's going to be the All-Star that's less distracted by their anger that picks up the win here. Because there's a lot on the line. Like I said, this could be the stepping stone to KTB's 3rd UWA Elite Championship. Or first Iron Man Championship. You don't know. Or Corey Dillinger could start building a Grand Slam resume of his own, like his tag team partner Hedges has.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if while Hedges is absent, Corey Dillinger leaves Gold Rush as a champion. What does that do to the designated hitters? What does it do for their championship rematch? Who knows? A lot of questions, a lot of things will be answered on Saturday, May 5th at UWA Elite Gold Rush Championship Gauntlet, coming to you live from the Army base at the Holy Trinity Episcopal Church, 90 Leonard East Avenue in South River, New Jersey. Doors open at 6 p.m. Action starts at 6:30. Head over to UWAElite.com today and get your tickets. Family 4-pack still available. Best bang for your independent wrestling buck.
And if you want to get a look at what's happened so far in the 2018 season, or go all the way back to the beginning to setting the standard 2012. You can do all of it. Plus, Glory Pro, Jersey All Pro Wrestling, Preston City Wrestling, Pacific Coast Wrestling, and so much more on the UWA Elite Network. Go to UWAElite.com, find the UWA Elite Network banner and click it and start your 7-day free trial right now. Get caught up on all things UWA Elite.
Why not? Especially because this Sunday, Luck of the Draw goes up live on the UWA Elite Network just in time for Gold Rush. And while you're doing all this fun stuff on the internet, head over to Twitter and Instagram and follow UWA Elite at UWA Elite. Head over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel at UWA Elite Pro Wrestling. And I mean, you're watching us already, so I assume you like our Facebook. Colin, this has been a fun little show. It's fun to tape these things in advance.
Yeah, I love it. I think
post-production
this
stuff
is great for you because I'm not even here. He added me in post.
Yeah,
so he didn't
has
even
a green screen at
he
home.
actually did not even have to deal with me this week. So it's great.
Hold your hand out like this.
Oh, I don't know if I want
We're
to do
going
this.
to take it home. I'm going to put a little funny emoji in his hand. UWA Elite Army, thank you so much for joining us on this special pre-taped edition of UWA Elite All Access. Join us next week when we give you our go-home edition, and Colin West and myself make all of our picks for Gold Rush. You guys have a good night.
Can I? Oh.